Hello and welcome to Back to Basics with Sandra and Lyndall. Today we have a very special guest, Miss Skye Rose, owner of House of Hair Extensions. Welcome, Skye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So you've been in the industry nearly 20 years.
20 years.
Is that right? So that's such a long time to, I guess, be in one industry. Like, how did you get started?
As soon as I finished my HSC, I jumped straight into it. I finished my apprenticeship and did not want to work for anybody. The day I finished, I literally set up my garage and I had 0 clients and I just started from there. Initially, I was just doing colours. For the first, I would say, 2 to 3 years, I wasn't making any money. I was married, so I fell pregnant quite early. So that was fine. He was supporting me throughout those couple of years. But it took off real quick after that. I introduced hair extensions back in 2010, 2011 now. Once I introduced that method and that technique into hairdressing, I realised my backyard business, little side hustle, was actually turning to something much bigger.
Did you always know you wanted to kind of be in the hair beauty industry?
Yeah, I was doing hair since I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Always.
I think it was when I cut my own hair when I was like 5.
Do you have a photo of that?
No, I didn't. But my mum said to my dad, please watch her when I go out. And she came home to like hacked off hair and it was all different lengths. So that's when I knew,
Yeah.
or my mum knew that I was going into the hair industry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've stuck my grounds with it 20 years. That's all I've ever done. That's all I ever know.
Yeah, wow.
And I think it's one of those industries that it's ever evolving. And you know, there's so many things that are, you know, constantly coming out as new trends. There's so many different things to learn. And I think, you know, especially in the hair extension industry, I mean, there's so many different types of hair extensions. There's so many different techniques.
And it's boomed in the last 5 years.
Exactly.
It's
It's exploded. Yeah, completely.
So what was your kind of, you know, thought process around bringing hair extensions into a color focused business initially?
So when I had my home salon, it was literally I was buying hair off eBay to begin with.
Wow.
Can I just say that's what I do right now?
Yeah, I was buying hair off eBay. And I was probably putting $100 to $150 market on top, and I thought I was like making a killing.
Yeah.
And then I started to get busier and busier, and I found a few local suppliers in Australia, and I started to use their hair. I stopped doing colour services from home for a while, and I just focused on hair extensions because the profit margin compared to doing a 3-4 hour colour was dramatically different, obviously.
Wow.
So I started to see that. But I have stopped doing colours now I actually haven't done a client colour for about 6 years.
Wow.
I've solely just been doing extensions now, really focusing on that. So
when did you know it was kind of time to move out of the garage and actually get your own space?
I had 2 girls working for me in my home salon.
Where did you fit that?
Well, I had a big double garage.
Yeah,
so
wow.
It was a big double garage, and I actually set it out like a salon. So I had like 3 chairs, had one assistant come along, and then 6 months later I had another one come along. And
so good.
I was just booked out. Like there was days I was working 12, 14 hours.
And with a baby as well.
Yeah, I'd be bouncing my daughter.
Oh my goodness.
Pregnant. I was actually in labour and still doing a client.
Are you joking?
No.
Wow. That's incredible.
I finished her up.
Talk
and I went
about
to the
hustle.
hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long, so when was it that, so how long were you kind of working in your home salon before you moved into a space?
Yeah, I was in my home-based salon it was around 5 or 6 years. And then I got divorced and I opened up my first small salon. It just had 3 chairs here in Yaguna. It was called Flawless Hair Extensions.
I remember that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had 2 girls working for me then. And again, like we were quite busy. That didn't last very long. Probably was there for about 1.5 years. I went through depression and anxiety after my divorce. Had the 2 kids, which were 3 and 4 at that time. I was on my own. I had no family in Sydney. So I had no help whatsoever. And I pretty much gave up on my dreams and closed down and shut shop and sold. And it was in that time that I literally probably would say I went through a spiritual awakening.
Wow.
And I found myself again and reopened House of Hair Extensions in 2020. So I opened Flawless Hair Extensions 2016. shut doors. I think it was around 2018. 2020 March, I opened House of Hair Extensions. So I rebranded. In the time I was closed, I got myself a life coach, and I was really focusing on becoming the best version of me.
Yeah.
I needed to become the best version of me to be able to be the best mother, to be able to be the best boss, and to re-enter I knew what I wanted to do when I got back into the industry. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to take on the mindset that I had when I had flawless hair extensions was very different to the mindset I have today. I see a lot of my clients see it. So some of my clients have been with me since my garage, 10 years, and they even say to me, like, we've seen a massive change in you over the years. So the 2 years of spending time in solitude on my own was the best thing that ever happened to me, I would say.
So what do you feel like, what are some of the changes that you feel you had to make and work that you would have had to do on yourself to like come out stronger?
Routine.
Yeah.
I started my 4 to 5 a.m. morning wake up. So I've been waking up at 4:30 now for about 5 years.
Wow, I wake up once at 4:30. Never again. I'm dead.
I sometimes don't even need an alarm anymore. My body clock just
Wow.
wakes me up. It's like 4, 4:10, 4:15. Routine. It's a must. Exercise, mindfulness, yoga, meditation, journal, reading.
It's an inside out
Yeah.
process, isn't it? I think people get so fixated on, are they ticking all the boxes from the outside, and they forget about
Absolutely.
what are they doing internally,
Yeah.
spiritually, like all that sort of stuff, and the mind, the brain.
Yeah.
What are you feeding it?
Yeah.
All that sort of thing. Everyone
100%.
forgets.
And I think when you're in a service-based industry as well, like a lot of your time is so focused on making other people feel good or make
Especially
them
in
feel
my
hot.
industry, like we're psychologists
Yeah.
sometimes. Clients come in and tell us all of their problems. We go home and I have to go, oh my God, this happened to this client. And then I've got my own problems. And then by the end of the day, there's times I don't even want to talk because I've spoken for 9 hours straight to clients, which are all different conversations. So it takes a lot out of you.
So you said you had a mindset coach for that 2 years. Did you go through any business coaching to become
it was
as successful as you are?
Yeah. Well, it was a bit of personal and business coaching combined, but I'm going to be very honest. I think most of my growth came from me personally making changes from within. I done a lot of research on just basically how to run a business. I opened Flawless Hair Extensions, I had no structural background knowledge on what was going on. The taxes, I didn't even know what to do when tax time came.
Wow.
A lot of it was cash. Everything changed once I started to work out how to really run a business, how to be a boss, how to employ. And that all just came from just listening to other business owners online, podcasts, YouTubes. But yeah, I did have a business coach. I now do one-on-one coaching with Tony Robbins.
Wow.
So not himself, his team.
Yeah.
That's been life-changing. So absolutely would highly recommend anyone to join Tony Robbins' team. Like it's literally changed my life.
So when you kind of started from your garage, like how did you begin to market your business? Because I guess
There was no social media.
I know. Yeah, we had this conversation with Chantel as well.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Word of mouth. And
Right.
I remember doing a photo shoot. I just got 2 random girls and I literally just posted up, when you go like Casula, I was in Preston's. I went to Casula Mall and I just put like the little...
Get out on like a community board or something?
Yeah, I did that.
Wow.
It was just word of mouth. I mean, I wasn't busy for the first 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And then it just, I think when Instagram came out, it was around 2000, probably about a couple of years in. Can't remember when. But it was when Instagram and Facebook kind of became a big thing. I just made a page which now has, so my Facebook page has 30,000 likes.
Wow.
My Instagram has 33,000 followers, but that's 10 years in the making.
I think people forget that. They think like they look and they go, oh, she's got everything going for her. But no one sees what you've gone through and all the like the literally the hustle that you've had to endure
absolutely.
to get to where you are now. Yeah.
So how do you feel like the industry has changed like over the years? Because I feel like, 20 years ago, like it was good enough to be a good hairdresser.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you've got to be a marketing manager, then you've got to be a content creator, a photographer, a videographer, and then on top of that you've got to know how to market yourself. Like there's just so many different facets to
so much
just
has
being
changed.
a hairdresser now. So like how have you kind of use that to your advantage to grow your following but also your business?
Well, content for me is a big thing. I ensure even when I'm booking in a client which is getting like my minimum package, I have like an extra half an hour just for the content, because without that, even though at the moment I've closed my books to new clients because I'm personally booked out and I'm not wanting to take on any new clients just for the time being, but in reality, if you're not getting the shot or you're not getting that the transformation that you've just spent 2 hours, there's no point in working for, in my opinion anyway. Like honestly, if you're going to sit there and do a transformation that you're charging somebody $1,000 for, I'm going to be telling you I need 15 minutes before and I need 15 minutes after, because I want to get that shot. And you go home and you spend hours editing, putting the pics together, reels, content.
Have you moved to Instagram? Not Instagram, TikTok?
I'm on TikTok, but I don't know how people have time to. I don't have time.
I know.
I have someone managing my new business venture, which just started last year, Gold Class. I have her taking care of that page. But House of Hair, I make my reels throughout the week, and on the weekend I just save them as drafts, and then they're ready to post, because during the week I'm just too busy.
Yeah, I find that if my content's not scheduled, like things come up, you get busy, you forget about it, and then all of a sudden you've got nothing to post.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's Gold Class?
So when I was closed over the period last year after the incident, I had a lot of my clients just DMing me saying, "Oh, can I just buy the hair and I'll find someone else to install it for?" So I kept going to the post, posting off their hair, going to the post, posting off their hair, and then I was just like, "Ding! Why don't I have a website yet? Like everybody wants my hair while I'm closed." Created, I've always wholesaled and I've always sold my hair to other salons, but it was under House of Hair Extension, so my branding was on it. I decided to change that, and it's now Gold Class Luxury Hair. So I'm now stocked in over 35 salons around Australia. So since November till now, in 5 months, that business has also just boomed. So it just happened. Like clients were DMing wanting hair, and I was just like, okay, that was just a click in the head. So yeah, that's how that came about.
Once you go extensions, you can't go back, Sandra.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started, we were laughing about this the other day, because obviously you're extension fanatic. You love your hair extensions. And we were saying how the trends have changed, and we used to go to a very well-known Bankstown salon.
Kate
from World of
Yes.
But we used to get the weave, weave, and I said it used to pull on my hair.
I went to Kate for
I
least
used to get Glamour Sisters.
Oh, Glamour Sisters.
Yeah,
I went to Kate for at least 12 years. It wasn't literally until the last lockdown that I just moved to clip-ins.
Yeah.
Because during lockdown, my hair extensions were just sitting on my neck. It was horrible.
It's changed so much.
I went there for years and years and years, but there's so many different types.
Yeah, there is.
It's a really, it's a great industry to be in, I think. So you mentioned the incident. Talk us through the incident.
The incident. So I went into work on Saturday, I think it was the 5th of November, and there was a strong smell. I've opened up. It was 6:30. I had a client coming in. She had a wedding, so I said, quickly come in, do your extensions before my 9 a.m. And when I walked in, I smelled, it was like petrol. And I was like, did my girls clean the floor with methylated spirits or something?
Oh my God,
I was looking on the roof, and I was looking on the floor, and then I seen on the floor that it was wet. So obviously I just touched it and it was petrol or something, but I didn't think it was petrol at that time, obviously. Anyway, I messaged my work girls and I just said, girls, did you clean the floor with methylated spirits, or what have you cleaned? The salon has a really strong smell. And they were like, no, we haven't. For about 5 minutes was really bedazzled. I was like, what is going on? Maybe there's a gas leak, because there's units on top of my old shop.
And petrol smells.
It was really strong.
Yeah.
I had a headache all day.
Wow. Oh, so you worked through.
We worked through it. Yeah. I have content with police in the background. This was before. So fire brigade came. They put all these little sand stuff out, and they said to me, someone's tried to break in. And I said, well, there's no break and enter. And they said, oh, they've put it under the door. And I was just like, no, no, there's no way. Police came, checked the footage. I was doing a client, and all I heard was a police officer go, can I swear?
Yeah.
He was like, fuck me. And I was with clients. My whole salon was full. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, you might want to come and have a look at it. And it was 2 people putting petrol under the door. So my old salon had a little bit of a gap. So my heart sunk and I was like, what is going on? And left it at that. We closed up that day and I took out a lot of my stock. The police said, if you want, take what you need because this looks like someone's going to come back. So
did they clean up or anything? Like, did the fire brigade clean up?
The fire brigade used this big fan and all this dust stuff. It was pretty good, but the smell was lingering around for days. It was so strong. And I took out some of my stock and I called the next available shutters to be installed. The shutters, the earliest available date was Wednesday, the 9th. And unfortunately, Tuesday, the night before, at 2 a.m., they broke in and
yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm
Crazy
so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been heartbreaking to
because I kind of had knowledge of the attempt.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was easier. I kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So I actually went to sleep that night with my phone on Do Not Disturb. I had really bad anxiety that night.
Yeah.
I felt like something was going to happen, and it did. And the police were trying to call me. Because of the attempt, the police had all my workers' details. So they called all my girls and my personal assistant, Brielle. So my doorbell rang at 3 a.m. and I sat up in bed and...
You knew?
I knew.
Yeah.
And I heard her yelling out my name. She was crying because she's the closest to me. She's still with me till now. And she just said, it's gone.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So we went there. I had to sign a paper to say, do I give them the rights to do what they need to do? And I said, of course. I didn't go home. It was 4:30 in the morning and I went to the bay run.
Just to get out.
To the bay run.
Your body was needed.
I needed to walk.
Yeah.
I needed to release all these emotions.
Yeah.
Which I did. I think I cried for about 5 hours straight, and I didn't sleep for the next 2 or 3 days, and I didn't eat for a week.
Do you know who or why or?
They're still doing investigations. There's a lot of CCTV. It doesn't end there. They went back 2 days later and blew it up again.
What do you mean? So they did it and then they did it again?
Yeah, well, mustn't have been a good enough job.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I don't know. You have your inner intuition.
Yeah, in your gut feeling.
The police are doing their job. They've done a lot of we've got so much CCTV, but I've actually asked the police to not contact me unless they know or they've got information. And I'm leaving it to God and I'm leaving it to the universe. And at the end of the day, there's karma.
Yeah.
You can't do something like this to somebody and get away with it. Like, at the end of the day, it will always come back.
You know what's incredible? Like, I look at your page and I look at you and I see how you present yourself on social media. If someone came across your page, they would have no idea.
A client today,
you know, I have like goosebumps just speaking about it. Like, you would never, because you're just so like poised, just strong. You're so empowered, and you would never know that this has happened to you. And that's a testament to all the work you've done. Yeah. So you should be so proud of yourself. Honestly, like,
you can't let the emotions of anything in life take over the way you feel. You actually have to. I remember for about 3 or 4 days I was in the worst state of mind. I'd go to put food in my mouth and I'd spit it out. I didn't go to the gym. My kids were talking to me and I was just like, what? Until I said, I'm not going to allow this to fucking ruin me. Like, it's not going to happen. No, I've been through worse. I've gone through a divorce. I've had my first business breakdown. Yeah. You know, I've gone through depression. I pulled myself out and I'm going to fucking do it again.
Yeah.
And I reopened in 5 weeks during the Christmas period.
Crazy.
I said, let's go. Like, it was on like Donkey Kong.
See how all these experiences just, they
it was a build up.
It was a build up
Yeah.
and it like gave you tools.
Yeah.
You had a tool belt ready.
Yeah.
That's why you knew like go for a walk as soon as this happened to you.
Yeah.
You knew what you had to do.
It was resilience.
It's incredible.
Did you almost feel like you were able to kind of reopen bigger and better? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I increased my prices like quite dramatically, and I didn't even think twice about it. There was 3 staff members that I didn't bring along with me. So I knew immediately that I was down 3 staff. So I had to work out the finances of me not only just losing everything, having to rebuild and restock up. And I'm in an industry where hair extensions aren't cheap. So, you know, I had to really, really consider what my prices were going to be, because I was opening back up on my own. I have a floor assistant, Christina. Sorry, she used to work with me 3 years ago. She reached out to come back. So I have Christina alongside of me now. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's in her 3rd year in hairdressing. And then I have Brielle, my godsend, my personal assistant, my business partner. She's like been, when I say 4 a.m., she was at my house for me to cry on. She was there. She dealt with all the clients that were the hardest thing throughout this whole incident. Clients just not understanding that.
I saw some of your posts and you were like, what don't you understand of what has just happened? And
I went to court because a girl wanted me to refund
pay her
her
back or
for
something.
burnt hair.
yeah,
She lost.
yeah, because she paid a deposit or something.
Wow.
Was that what happened?
No, so she got her hair installed, left her hair in my salon for her next appointment.
Oh,
Salon got burnt down. She wanted me to reimburse her worn hair that she had paid for.
Wow.
So she took me
There's
to
just
court.
no empathy. People are savage.
And I was just
Hey.
like, I can't deal with any
Yeah.
of this anymore. I just became like, everybody knows me online, as you said, like positive. I'm always online like, good morning, guys. I try to uplift everybody. And it came to a point where I jumped on and I'm just like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
please. I'm now begging you. Just
Yeah.
please. It took time, but yeah, look, everything's good now. Everything's fine now.
Yeah.
It took some time,
Yeah.
but we dealt with some shit.
So
Yeah.
how do you balance it all? Like being a boss, a mom, like everything.
So again, it just comes down to routine. Mindset. My 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. is me time. I do my yoga, my meditation is a must. I wake up within the first 15 minutes, my headphones are on and I'm doing my meditation, and then I'll exercise, gym. 7 a.m. the world starts for me, but I've already been awake for 3 hours.
Yeah.
If I don't do that, I'm telling you, there's days that I don't do that. I have the shittest day.
Yeah.
I have the shittest day. I end up running to the hardest clients. I'll be driving home and I'll be on the verge of like wanting to just break down because it's just been one of those days. But if I've done my morning routine and I've set myself up for the day, nothing bothers me.
Such good advice.
Yeah.
What's the importance of having the right people in your corner? I mean, you said you've got Brielle. Is that he's pronouncing
Brielle,
it?
yeah.
Brielle, yep. How have your relationships changed over the years from your garage to your first shop to your second? How has things changed for you?
A lot.
Yeah.
So I used to go out with like minimum of like 20 girls. I have like a handful of friends now, very, very few friends. You have to surround yourself with people who are winning, like they're voting for you, like they're like wanting you to win. And I'm going to be very bluntly honest here, it's sometimes the closest people to you who don't ever want that for you. And I've learned that the hard way multiple times. So surround yourself with people who have the same beliefs as you, who want to see you win, who are winners themselves potentially. I like to surround myself with people who are just like driven, positive mindset. You are who you hang out with.
Not the energy suckers.
No.
Energy
there's
vampires?
some that just gossip about people and they're just all about who said what, and
I've actually unfortunately had to cut like friends that I've known for 10 years in the last 6 months because I just realized like they were just draining my energy, and I realized after that incident actually who my true friends were. If you didn't make the effort to come and make sure that I was okay, you're no longer in my life.
That's incredible.
I've cut them out. Yeah, I love them from afar.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, I guess, like the hair industry, you know, for those that want to get into the industry. I think moving into a trade, especially one that has such a long apprenticeship, can be a little bit
Yeah,
scary.
people don't want to do that.
People don't want to do it.
Don't do it. You don't. Don't do it.
You don't need it?
No, you don't need it. You don't need it. It's like, honestly, these days, like, you don't even need to go to uni anymore to be a billionaire or a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's honestly just, I'm not going to say it's a waste of time. If you want to do the apprenticeship, go for gold, but you don't actually need it to be a hairdresser these days. You don't need the qualifications anymore. Especially if you want to just jump in the extension.
A specialty.
Yeah. I mean, I know girls that are the most amazing hairdressers or extensionists and they've got no qualifications. So don't waste your 4 years.
Were you self-taught with extensions? Yeah.
I was. So I done my apprenticeship and I was earning $220 a week.
$220.
$220
I
a
remember
week.
those days. $6.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So fully qualified hairdresser is like $25 an
no,
hour.
it's not.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
$25
so
to
bad.
$30.
Yeah.
$30 if
You guys
you're
are artists.
lucky.
Yeah.
You change lives.
I'd say
Wow.
if you want to get into the industry, definitely get into the hair extension market. You can do hairdressing, obviously, but the hair extension industry is expected to blow up in the next 5 years. It's already blown up in the last 5 years. I was reading an article not long ago, but by 2028, it's expected to hit like a $4 billion industry.
Wow.
And you're doing education as well.
I am.
I've seen your education pieces as well. So you're going interstate and delivering courses.
I started doing education in 2020 or 2021. Can't remember.
Yeah. 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
I think it was 2021 was my first workshop. It was slow and steady. Now it's just like...
You're getting requests all the time?
Yeah.
So do you go and so they obviously book into a class, but do you do clients over there as well?
Yeah, so I was going interstate last year and the year before, Queensland and Melbourne. I've had to stop that now just because I'm just super busy here. But I do travel interstate for education. I just came back from Queensland.
Yep.
I've done a big masterclass there. I use Samantha Harrison's space. She is the most amazing. Do you guys know Samantha Harrison?
No.
So she's got a home-based salon, but made her first meal. Like, she's just done an article recently. They put an article out about her. Just definitely look her up, guys. She's amazing. Someone took 27 years old, single mom of 2. And yeah, she's hitting the 7 figures too.
Look at these girls doing
Yeah.
it, eh? I love that.
So she's using my space in a couple of months to do her education. So
Yeah.
networking is so important.
Yes, I completely
yeah.
agree with that. Yeah, it's collaboration, not competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think a lot of women forget that. I
Yeah.
think there's so much like, oh, this person's got that many followers, or this person's got, that many clients or whatever. Everyone can win.
When I was closed, I was referring all my clients to everyone, and even on my website for Gold Class, I have all my stockists up there, so you can literally purchase hair, and then I have other salons where you can go to and get your hair done. Like, there is enough hair in the world for everybody. Like, we've all heard this phrase, but I'm gonna say it loud and clear. There is enough for everybody.
Yeah, there is.
Honestly. And there was clients that chose to go somewhere else whilst I was closed. And then there was clients who chose to wait for me.
Yeah.
Both are okay. Like, I'm happy with either of that,
Yeah. I think knowledge is better when it's shared.
Absolutely.
As well. So tell me how you taught yourself how to do hair.
Who was the client that was happy to get a hair done?
So I worked for Pierre Haddad when I first started my apprenticeship. I always knew I wanted to be around the high-end stylists. So I used to get on a train, 6 a.m., half my wage went on the train ticket. So I came home with nothing. But anyways, they used to do the keratin bonds.
Yes.
So I've first seen these extensions, 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
And he was charging like $3-4 grand. So clients.
Are you joking?
No. That's how much.
When I say Pierre Haddad is like that, like
Is
the
he still
hair
around?
extensionist.
Unfortunately, he passed away.
Did he
years ago.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his
wow.
salon is still
The salon's
going.
still
Yeah.
there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, when I used
Yeah.
to see how much these clients were paying, I'm like, what are those?
What are these things?
What are
getting
those?
attached?
Started doing my research, and I practice on mannequin heads. If you see my work,
Oh, I'd love to see your
Some of my students
pictures,
actually do better than what I did in the first few years. But now I've been doing them for 14 years.
Wow.
So I'm educating myself till now.
Yeah, that's so important. People
Yeah.
forget. They're like, oh, I've made it. No, you need to continue.
No.
Right?
I speak to women in the UK because like the UK is very big on extensions.
Yeah.
We speak, they send me some images, I send them some photos, and like we just talk about techniques, methods, what they did, what I do. I just keep learning, to be honest with you. You can never stop learning, especially in this industry.
It's forever evolving.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with the trends? Like you said, you speak to other people in the industry, but is there a country or artist overseas or here that you follow for like mentoring maybe?
I don't actually really look into or look up to anyone else.
Yeah.
I do follow a few if you're looking at LA, America, the UK, all of those type of countries, they generally bring out trends first.
Mm-hmm.
This balayage and ombre has been around for about 5 years now. I don't know when that's going to die out, honestly. But for me, I just kind of just, oh my God, I just forgot what the question was.
That happens a lot too. Is there anyone you follow like in terms of mentoring?
No, you said how to keep up with the trends,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Honestly, what my clients request, I do.
Okay.
So I literally, I get them to show me some inspo pics and like I can probably create anything. If they show me a photo, I can do that for you. Yeah.
And do you feel like social media has like, done a disservice, or is it more of a positive thing when it comes to, education? Because I feel like sometimes people watch TikTok and they're like, I can do hair now, or I can do makeup now, or I can do this thing now. And it's not always good.
Well, look, you can take some of that,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't really implement that and try to become good at something because you haven't really been taught the fundamentals of it all, to be honest with you. Even with me, I have an online education, but I'll be very honest with my students that purchase it. Once you do purchase the online education, I highly recommend booking in a face-to-face or one of my relearns, because it's not going to give you everything. You really need more from it, especially with like the microbonds or something really technical like hair extensions. It's something that you need face-to-face education, and you need a lot of it.
It's
like,
practical
yeah,
in
that's
nature.
right.
Yeah, so you need that practice.
Yeah.
And when did you feel like moving into education and teaching others was the next step for you?
People were asking me, and I was like, no, I mean, I know how to do it, but I don't know how to teach it. And
I think sometimes doing it versus actually like
Yeah.
explaining it in a way that people understand it is like two completely different things,
I started working on a workbook, like my student manual, which took about 6 months to put together. And once I put all that together, I tested it. I done a first masterclass. It was a 4-week, 1 night a week, 4-week, 1 night a week. That's right, yeah. And I had 4 students, so it was a sellout. And by the end of it, I felt really good. I felt really empowered, like to teach other women how to potentially earn a 6-figure income. Like I feel like so empowered doing that. Like I want to be able to, I was a single mom and I taught myself. I have 10 years experience. Let me teach you. Let me fast track you.
And people would be inspired by that.
Yeah. So I do all different. I do one-on-one. I do in-salon training now. Actually, Tony and Guy booked me. I'm super excited.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Tony and Guy booked me. So I'm doing the Cronulla franchise, I think, next month. So
Amazing.
when I got that, I was just like, okay. So I still get surprised sometimes myself. And I've only been doing education for 3 years. So in the 3 years, I've probably educated now well over 100 students.
Wow.
And I have well over 500 online
And I think
students.
that's part of the industry that's growing
Yeah.
so much now. I think especially post-COVID, because,
Yeah, if you're
everyone missed out
face-to-face
for a
shuts
couple
down.
of years, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it
when
was
my
real-
online education came about.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Like, what do we got to do? Got to make money. I created my course.
Yeah. I think a lot of businesses
Yeah.
came out through COVID.
Yeah.
Hey, even like my online, like Flourish was
Yeah.
initially online, and
Because we had time.
and you
Yes.
have to.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't stop.
So what advice would you give to other women that want to start their own business?
Go for it and don't look back. Just go for it. Find yourself a mentor or coach. Look up to somebody potentially, like example, if you're wanting to get into the hair extender industry, find the best in that industry. Find out what they're doing. Do it better. Do it just like them. don't stop educating and just keep going. Like, I hear it all the time. I even have clients who come in and say, oh, I really want to do this as a part-time thing, or I just want to make some extra money. Don't look at it as in making a extra money or a part-time thing. You've got to do something with passion, otherwise it dies out. Especially
like all in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with extensions, like I'm sitting there all day putting one bond in. I get asked all the time, like, don't you get bored? Doesn't it hurt your hands? Doesn't your back hurt? I'm like, no, because I cannot wait to finish and see this transformation and the next transformation and the next transformation.
But also my back still hurts.
My neck, my back.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I think seeing that transformation and then seeing how it makes your client feel is like,
I've had
the
clients
game
cry
changer.
in my chair, hug me, and I'm just like, you don't understand. Like, I'm just a hairdresser, but to them, I've literally built so much confidence. Like, you see them walk in and then you see them walk out, and then that makes me feel so happy. To be able to build confidence in women is empowering for me.
I hate that term, just a hairdresser. I hate that.
I do too.
Like, I feel like, like so much
we mix
more.
chemicals, man. Like,
Scientists.
We mix chemicals. We're working with.
we listen to your problems.
We're working with sharp implements.
When I hear someone say, mix me, blah, 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 I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How do you know those numbers off by heart? So I love
just
listening to it.
So many different, elements to the
Mm.
industry, which I think is really exciting. And I think that's why it's just, a never ending cycle of learning.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
I think is the most exciting thing, because I think a lot of the time when you enter into the industry, you're there for the long term.
Yeah.
If you have your own flavor, you add your own spin and be known for something.
That's right.
That people, anyone can go to any hair extensionist or any hairdresser, but it's what your personal touch is why people keep coming back and stay with you.
Absolutely.
It's that connection. I think people sometimes, I know it's like go for it, start your own business, but I think people forget as well. Yeah, you can start a business. You're not going to make money in the first 2 to 3 years, as you said. So don't go into it thinking you're going to make money.
Yeah.
You're not. You're providing a service.
Yes.
And it's about the clients. And then if you've got the patience, you can wait for the money.
You have to build a personal brand as well.
Yes.
I noticed as soon as I started posting more of me, like I would post the most amazing transformation on my Instagram and I'd get a few hundred likes and a few comments. I'd post a selfie of myself or a video and there's like 50,000 comments and it's got 17K views in an hour and I'm just like, okay.
It's so annoying because we've spent like hours editing a video for 5 likes and then we post a selfie and it blows up. Like,
but back to that question to anyone wanting to start, build a personal brand alongside your journey. Put yourself out there. A lot of people are so camera shy and they don't want to talk. I remember the first time I was talking on my story, I replayed it 101 times to make sure I looked okay. Now I just talk wet hair. I've just gotten out of the shower or I'm on my walk and I'm just my authentic self and people love that.
They do.
People
they
love that.
relate to you.
And I think sometimes that takes years to master. Because I think sometimes when you start a business, as you know, you kind of just cast a net out.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't really know what your personal brand is.
That's right.
You don't really know what kind of niche target audience you're looking for. And that takes several years to develop.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing that, you don't make money for the first couple of years. Maybe you're a little bit quieter. Maybe you're not getting the likes and the follows on Instagram.
Yeah.
It will come.
Yeah.
Like, would you agree?
Absolutely. It will come for sure.
So what's next for Skye Rose in House of Hair Extensions and Gold Class?
Actually, today I got some news, but I can't share it just yet.
Oh,
Let's just say House of Hair Extensions will be global quite soon.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm just finalizing a few things, but it's I'm taking it up a level. It's leveling up time. So
she doesn't mess around.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
From 2020 to 2023, she's leveling up quickly.
No time to waste. I'm all in. Like, that's it.
Incredible.
So how can people get in contact with you if they want to book you for education or if they want to get their hair done by you?
Yeah, so you can contact us by email, website. So it's all done through Gold Class now. So I've combined my education and wholesale under the Gold Class branding. Contact my Brielle. Just www.goldclasshairextensions.com. 0424 951.
I love it.
Yeah, no, all my information's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
It's all there. I would absolutely love to meet anyone who wants to join the industry.
Yeah.
I'm also offering mentoringship this year too. So just helping people find themselves, because I find that you can go and start a business, but like what happened with me, if you don't have that strong, resilient mindset, I'm going to be honest, you're going to fail. And failing's not bad, but if you can avoid it in the first few years, which is the most important leap, you can.
The resilience, the backbone. You need to have backbone.
Absolutely.
I remember, it's so funny. I know we're trying to wrap it up, but I had my sign stolen from the front of the gym. Like, it's so funny, but it's like
same but different.
You know, they ripped the sign off, and I was like, who did that? Like, I was so cut because I was like, that's still my
that's right.
I can't imagine the level of how you felt, right? But I want to put like a big bright pink banner back up,
hilarious.
and I like bolted it in, and I like put padlocks and stuff so no one could take it. But like, those little things are enough to piss you off and keep you going. Like holding that kind of like, it's never gonna work out. People are just gonna, you know. But
no, you can't.
Yeah.
Look, I think there's a lot of obstacles when it comes to creating
Yes.
a business, whether it's external or in our minds. Like, you know, there's lots of things, but that mentorship sounds amazing. So we'll definitely pop some information below.
Yes, for sure.
So that anyone can reach out to Skye. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed our chat with Skye, the absolute boss babe. We'll pop all of her details below. So if you want to get in touch with her in regards to mentoring, education, or simply to get your hair done, we'll pop it all below. So until next time, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.